Hello everybody, I decided to do a video of my first unboxing of Dead of Winter. Not the base game, but the first expansion of it. And that would be in this unboxed box. And doing this one-handed here. All right. My receipt. It's I have no idea what this is. All right, moving on. So here's the game. Move some stuff out of the way. Dead of Winter: The Long Night. It's also a standalone game as well as an expansion for the original. So you don't need the, all the parts and stuff, but, it helps to have extra characters for people to choose from, especially if you're a fan of the game, like myself. So real quick, let's take a look at the back before I start getting everything out. Make sure the characters, game component description, everything it comes with. The setups of the game, if it's being played, You're in the store and you're not quite sure if it's going to have table space or if you want to even play this game. They try to give you a little bit of feel. All right. Oh, it's kind of a cool box art on the inside. And this is the exposure dice. This one's actually more of a blood color than the other one. The other one was like a bright red. Standees for the characters. More standees. Dice. Quite a few of them, and you usually need all of them. Doing this one-handed is not easy. And improvement cards, from what little information I read online, that this particular one has 3 different type of added scenarios that you can do. One of them is improvement. It includes like weapons and upgrades for your base. Also upgrades for zombies too, improvement stuff. These are Crossroads cards. These are in the original game as well. They add the flavor of the story to the game. So it's not just mechanics running. Here are the characters. Well, characters on the backside. It's also conditions for winning the game too. Secret objectives for people to have. There's also betrayers in here. Gotta watch out for those nasty characters. And these are one of the other new scenarios. Not fully sure what it is. It's got a pill on it, though. Yellow pill for positive effect. Permanent equipped. Once per round, if the survivor is at a location with the item deck, you may reveal the top 5 cards of that item deck, select one, and add it up to your hand. Then shuffle the remaining cards back into the item deck. Be fun to unbox those and a little bit later and find out what those say. These are search items because there'll be locations in the game that the characters will need to gather materials and items to help them survive the dead of winter. Here's one on display before I even take it out of the package. It's a box of cereal called the Bloody Munchies. It says food one or trade. I'm not sure what that means. There's probably some extra additional rules for that. And consuming it adds it to your waste pile, which you have to clean out because the heroes do not want to live in their own filth and squalor. More search cards with a tool on the back. And, ooh, here we go. This is the goods right here. It says, serious warning, contains the contents of these 9 crossroad cards are of an adult and sometimes disturbing nature, and are intended to explore the darker side of humanity in much the same way horror movies do. Please take extreme caution and consider all of your players before using any or all of these cards. Ooh, bet y'all want to see what's in there. I know I do. Just take a brief look at it. All right. So, first of all, I want to apologize to any of my younger or easily offended viewers before I read these. The first one, right off the bat, King Shoulda Fuck Hill. Whoa. If the player does something that another player complains about, the player holding this card is the judge of what is a complaint. You know what? Why don't you shut the fuck up? I'm tired of your whiny bullshit. Could I just make one move without your unwanted supervision? Who the hell made you president of the goddamn apocalypse? Hey, everybody. Who wants to make this fucker president of Camp Shithole? Every non-exiled player must vote with a thumbs up or down. The option with the most votes takes effect. The thumbs up option. All hail President Loudmouth Asshole. Congratulations. For the remainder of the round, the player that complained may force each player to spend one of their action dice in the manner of his choosing. Thumbs down. Yeah, I didn't think so. The player that complained must put a despair token on his leader, and that player is not allowed to talk for the remainder of the round. If he does speak, he's immediately exiled without a vote. Well, I'll just, as you can see, those do add a lot of flavor text, and they do take a little bit to read. So I won't read all of them, but that first one gives you, a gist of what's in store there. And like I said, I did apologize ahead of time. They're pretty funny. Maybe if I learn how bags work here. Let's see what's in here. Looks like goodies. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed. All right. So here, this looks like player instruction cards. Every player gets one of these. Hold on, let me take the paper off, if I can. Okay, so you set these in front of you. I'm just doing an unboxing, I'm not doing an instructional video. I probably could do one of those in the future, but yeah, you just set these in front of you and they give you like little instructions along the outside of the board and within the contents of the board on what players need to do throughout the game in case they forget, because there are a few steps that might seem a little overwhelming to first-time players. Even some of us are longer running ones sometimes tend to forget the crossroads cards at times. So here's the rule book. I'll give you a quick glance through it. They talk about secret objective cards, main cards, survivor cards, items. There's that little sheet that I just showed you. There's also crisis cards, which is the main event of every round that people have to resolve. That's another element to the game. Here's the board with the survivor location that everybody, that's their home base. With little, one's the round tracker, one's the morale tracker of the heroes, the waste, crisis contributions. Everybody has to do every round. How many people can fit in the colony, food supply. Tells tips and tricks on setting up the game, player setup, and all the different locations, which I didn't show you as well. Also some good artwork going on there. More instructions. It explains wound tokens. This is all very much the same as the original. If you've played the original or seen the book at all, it's the exact same stuff. Now they're getting into the newer stuff here for this expansion, the long night rules. They got despair tokens now, that's new. The graveyard location, unruly helpless survivors is new, explosive traps. More stuff for one of the others, the improvement module. Bandits is another one of them. Special rules for bandits in the game. And the Raxon module, which is the name of the corporation that started the zombie outbreak, is now a location. And they have like pills. That's what we saw earlier. And here's some of the artwork for the new zombies here. So you can see one of them looks like Freddy Krueger. A hunter, a collector, which is a bag lady. There is a frost walker, that's kind of cool. A two-headed zombie. She's not a zombie. Well, there's a carrier, but maybe she's evil. A screamer, a tank, ew. A reaper, a spewer, oh lord, a stinker, a siren. Well, we got some trashy people and the chimp and the code. These are scenarios that you can read off for the players to kind of add some more, breathe some more flavor, text, life into the game. Stuff for bandits. Some artwork. There's the end of that. Here's the board, which is basically everything I just showed you. Just give a quick glance, and it's hard. And here we have barricades that you can use at locations to keep zombies out. Helpless survivors, zombies. These are noise tokens. Food, wounds. And here's some of those interesting zombies that they got. This knife represents the first player in the game as the first player token. This one is the round tracker marker, and this one's the morale tracker marker for the board. Oh, if you guys want to see what the back looks like real quick. These are frostbite markers, unruly civilians. These are bomb traps that you can place at locations too. They're kind of like barricades, but even better. I'm not sure what these are though. Little exclamation points. I might have to dig through the book for that. Police station. Oh, in the previous game, these locations were paper. Now they're cardboard. We got the school, the library, all stuff from the previous game as well. The hospital and the gas station. That must be an improvement marker. And it's falling apart on me. There's one of the new locations, the graveyard. And those must be bandits. Raxon, one of the new locations. The bandit hideout, one of the new locations. Let's see if I can get a little bit better view of the artwork on them. And as you can see, unlike all the others, the graveyard's got like a deck for people. Raxon has an additional spot, whatever the hell that is. I don't know if that's used pills or what. The bandit hideout has an additional thing down here with like search and attack options as well, which is not on the other cards. So that's kind of cool. A little bit of diversity there to the play. Here's some of the playable characters. Some of their little dynamic poses. Oh, and there's a monkey too. And the last board here. See if there's anything new. These are used food tokens. They are bad in the game. They don't just represent an empty can. They represent like a permanent debuff to the situation, the food situation throughout the game. And there's our Freddy Krueger. And we have some doors here. That's new. That probably goes to the improvement module. There's our bag lady. Oh, there's a couple of those Freddy Kruegers going on. So let me real quick do the heroes, and then that will conclude my video, because I'd like to see what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm doing this one-handed. Hold on just a second. Alright. So, we have, this is usually the most exciting part of the game. Everybody loves the characters. There's Alfonso Ortega. He's a gunsmith. Once per round, you remove 2 food tokens from the supply to search one item deck, only locations 1 through 6, for 1 weapon card. If you find one, equip it to a survivor at the colony. Okay, we have Anita Wallace. She's unknown. Anywhere once per round during your turn, you may kill 1 zombie at Anita's location without rolling for exposure, or place 1 wound token on a survivor that shares the location with Anita. Here's the next one. Blue, test subject number 112. His little special ability is Raxon. Once per round, when performing a search at Raxon, you may look and keep 1 additional card. Next one is Chloe LaRose. She's a dancer. Her special ability is non-colony locations. Once per round, you may remove up to 2 noise tokens from Chloe's location. She's a quiet dancer. Then there's Cole Winters, who's a pharmacist and a hobbit, apparently. Anywhere, special ability is anywhere. Once per round, you may place a non-event card from your hand into the waste pile without using its effects to remove all wound and despair tokens from a survivor that shares a location with Cole. Cole may use this ability on himself. We have Derek Yoshida, who is a nutritionist. His ability is anywhere. As long as Derek is in play, players may spend a food token during their turn to remove any type of wound token from their survivor. Players may do this multiple times during their turn. That's nice. We have Elijah Jordan, who's a DJ. His ability is a non-colony location, once per round. After performing a search, you may remove all noise tokens at Elijah's location to another location that has the same space for them. There's Emma Hahn, who is a student at non-colony locations once per round. You may reveal the top 4 cards from the item deck at Emma's location. If you reveal at least one book card, you may select one of the revealed book cards and place it into your hand. Shuffle the remaining decks back into the item deck. Should have said remaining cards. We have Eric Parker, who's a coach at non-colony locations. All survivors that share a location with Eric may move from his location without rolling for exposure. We have Fatima McTabby. Apologize if I pronounced her name wrong. She's a professional athlete. Anywhere once per round, you may move Fatima one additional time. When moving Fatima, you may avoid rolling for exposure by removing a card from your hand from the game. We have Gia Najjar. She is a physical therapist. Once, anywhere, at the end of your turn, you may remove any one type of wound token from the survivor at the colony, which is their home base. Hugo Valentine is a bike messenger. Once, anywhere, when moving Hugo, all results on the exposure die count as blanks, except for the bitten symbol. It's either he's dying or not. This other one we have is Jamie Gilmore. She's a private investigator. Once at a non-colony location, or once, and it also says once per round. During your turn, you may look at any player's hand who has a survivor that shares a location with Jamie. She's snooping. Brown noser. We have Kevin Jackson, a sniper. Once anywhere, or once per round, during your turn, you may kill one zombie or bandit at any location. Do not roll for exposure. Here we have Kumar Sen. He is a public speaker. He already looks like a zombie already. Once per round, whenever the colony would lose morale, you roll 1 die. On a result of 4 or higher, do not lose any morale. Here we have Lily May. She is an explosives technician. Anywhere, if you roll a 6 or higher, once per round, you may place an explosive trap token on any empty entrance space at Lily's location. Might be helpful. Here we have Melissa Gupta, mechanical engineer. Once per round, you may place 1 advancement token on an improvement card. Here we have Nadia Rivers. She's a politician, and she looks ready to go. Anywhere during the player turn phase, after action dice are rolled, roll a die. All players may change 1 die in their unused action die pool to that result. If Nadia has been exiled, only the player that controls Nadia may change their dice. That sounds like it could change the tides of the game a little bit. Here we have Rocco Bellini. He's a father. Here, let me zoom in on his face real quick. Y'all need to check this out. Only at the colony location. If there is at least 1 helpless survivor token at the colony, reduce the number of zombies placed at the colony during the add zombie step of the colony phase by 2. Sounds nice too. Here is the last card we have, and that's Rosa Rodriguez. She's a prison guard. At any non-colony locations, once per round, during your turn, you may kill 1 zombie or 1 bandit at Rosa's location. Do not roll for exposure, which is pretty good because the exposure die can kill you in 1 hit. So any of those that said that were saviors. All right, that concludes my video. Hope you guys enjoyed.